A very good morning. It's Mark here. Thursday, October the 9th, going on 8 a.m. Eastern. That's going on noon GMT. US session about to get underway. We're into the European session already. And let's have a look how the markets are shaping up today. Starting on the US dollar index. And you can see another strong start on the index, green candlestick. Support 98.43. I've got resistance at 98.84. Has been a pullback since resistance was established. You can see the wick it's left behind, similar to what we see yesterday. Strong start by the US, and then when the European session gets underway and going into the US session, we do sometimes get a turnaround from strong US dollar to weak US dollar. We'll see how that plays out now that the US session is getting underway. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see how US dollar started strong right up to resistance, and in the last few hours has been a turnaround and selling the index right now. And for now, pretty much sitting in the range between resistance and support. Let's have a look at the S&P. US session about to get underway. Still a good hour and a half from Wall Street opening up. So we're looking for now at the futures market. And you can see that pre-market opening, there has been a gap up from the close, which was at 6,802, and then the open at 6,806, which is the intraday resistance, support at 6,793. So buyers uh, in the off-market futures market, demand for US equities for the S&P already, and that higher level is already a new record high following yesterday's record high close. We'll see where the buyers do step in once US session gets underway and test this new resistance, or if sellers look down at the support at 6,793. Let's have a look at gold. Another green candlestick. A gap lower to start. Closed yesterday at 4,040 and then opened up the new day at 4,010. That's a good $30 gap down to start, but buyers have stepped in, demand for gold, and sitting right back up and even slightly higher than yesterday's close for now. I've got support at 4,000, 4,001, resistance at 4,043 alongside yesterday's close. Buyers looking at yesterday's high of 4,057, perhaps higher, a new record high. Sellers will look to turn things around and looking down at the 4,000 level. Brent oil, Brent oil certainly started strong. EMAs have crossed to the upside. Fifth green daily candlestick we're seeing. I've got support at $65.55 and resistance at $66.54. So it's already a $1 range, resistance sitting at yesterday's high as well. So it's been tested twice now. There's the wick that sellers have left behind. So sellers did step in. If I zoom in on the hourly, there you can see the bearish engulfing candle, sellers stepping in 3 hours ago, continuing in the last hour, and now hanging around the middle of the range between 65.50 and 66.50. US session about to start. We'll see whether buyers step in, continue what we saw earlier in the Asian session, or if sellers continue and we look down at the 65.55 support. Bitcoin. You can see the 2 days ago we had the big sell-off. Yesterday, buyers did step in, recouped a lot of those losses. Today, Sellers again stepped in back to that familiar support area around 121,000. Buyers did step in though and have taken it back all the way almost to yesterday's close, sitting right now at 122.8 thousand. Buyers will look to test break above this resistance level at 123,400 and look higher. Sellers maybe retest again like they did earlier in the Asian session and look down at the 121,000 support level. Good trading, keep that discipline, and I will see you at the end of today's session.